In a heated debate, Tim Walz directly confronted J.D. Vance with a question that left viewers stunned. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? Vance's response, or rather his evasion, could have major implications, fueling concerns that Trump and his allies may still seek to undermine democracy. So, what exactly did Vance say, and why are Democrats seizing on his words? The moment came during a debate when Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, sparring with Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, asked the question that continues to divide the nation: did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? While it was a simple yes or no question, Vance refused to provide a direct answer, instead pivoting to other topics like inflation and Kamala Harris. Walz had asked the question after the moderators mentioned that 62 election fraud claims by Trump and his supporters had been dismissed in court. Vance, instead of addressing the court rulings or Trump's refusal to concede, opted to focus on what he called the future and tried to shift the conversation to Harris's alleged censorship during the COVID-19 pandemic. He accused the vice president of stifling free speech, suggesting that her actions were a bigger threat to democracy than Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection. Walz wasn't satisfied with the deflection. He pointed out that Trump's refusal to acknowledge the election results and the subsequent violent attack on the Capitol, where 140 police officers were injured, was a direct assault on democracy. Sometimes you really want to win, Walz said, but democracy is bigger than winning an election. His words struck a chord, painting a stark contrast between his acknowledgement of electoral outcomes and Trump's continued claims of fraud. Vance, who has previously stated that he would not have certified the election if he were in Mike Pence's shoes on January 6th, was grilled further about his stance. On a podcast earlier in the month, Vance said he would have asked states to submit alternative slates of electors, a move that could have resulted in millions of legally cast votes being discarded. His comments have raised alarms among Democrats, who argue that Vance's views align with Trump's efforts to overturn the will of the voters, making him a potential threat to the democratic process. Even as Trump continues to insist, without evidence, that the election was stolen from him, Vance seems to walk a fine line, acknowledging that Joe Biden is the president but refusing to fully accept the legitimacy of the 2020 results. By focusing on issues like inflation and alleged censorship, Vance appears to be trying to steer the conversation away from Trump's actions during the final days of his presidency. However, his refusal to directly answer the question of whether Trump lost the election may have strengthened Walz's argument that Trump, with Vance's support, is still a danger to the nation's democratic institutions. Walz, meanwhile, considered the debate a success, particularly highlighting the moment where he pressed Vance on the election results. Despite a few missteps, including a bizarre comment about being friends with school shooters, Walz felt that his message about the importance of democracy resonated with viewers. As he noted afterward, the democracy issue is important, framing the debate as more than just a political skirmish, but a fight for the future of American governance. The debate comes as Trump, still facing multiple legal battles, continues to flirt with his base's belief in widespread election fraud. Just hours before the debate, Trump called the 2020 election a disgrace, suggesting that Democrats wouldn't be able to pull off another victory in 2024. His rhetoric, coupled with Vance's refusal to fully denounce the claims, has many Democrats worried about the upcoming election and what it could mean if Trump and his allies, like Vance, are once again in positions of power. J.D. Vance's reluctance to answer a straightforward question about the 2020 election has left a lot of people wondering, is he ready to move on from the past, or will he continue to stand by Trump's baseless claims? With the next election on the horizon, the stakes couldn't be higher. What do you think of Vance's response and the broader implications for democracy? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth political coverage.